This court filing from the Dominion Fox lawsuit is not the first time we've received a behind-the-scenes look at what Fox's top propagandists were really saying once the cameras were turned off. During an early January the 6th hearing, the then-committee vice chair Liz Cheney read aloud a series of text messages from top Fox stars to Trump's chief of staff, Mark Meadows, as the deadly insurrection was unfolding.
Indeed, according to the records, multiple Fox News hosts knew the president needed to act immediately. They texted Mr. Meadows, and he has turned over those texts. Quote, Mark, the president needs to tell people in the Capitol to go home. This is hurting all of us. He is destroying his legacy, Laura Ingraham wrote. Please get him on TV. Destroying everything you have accomplished, Brian Kilmeade texted. Quote, can he make a statement? Ask people to leave the Capitol, Sean Hannity urged.
Today, the sheer extent of Fox's hypocrisy is laid bare in the pages of that new legal filing in the Dominion lawsuit. And that hypocrisy is clearer than it has ever been. But to understand it, you really need to hear what the stars of the Republican Party, the stars of Fox were saying on TV versus what they were telling each other behind the scenes. Take the 8 p.m. host, who is always concerned about conservatives losing their jobs for speaking their minds.
Say one wrong thing and you're done. That's called cancel culture. Up next, cancel culture has become a global epidemic. Cancel culture, it is happening everywhere. At some point it will end, and I do think that the people who stood up in the face of it will get the credit they deserve.
But as the filing makes clear, Tucker wasn't so concerned with cancel culture when the message contradicted the lies he was spewing on behalf of Donald Trump. When a Fox journalist publicly fact-checked Trump's big lie, the one that the network was pushing, quote, Carlson told Hannity, please get her fired. Seriously, what the F? I'm actually shocked. It needs to stop immediately, like tonight. Trying to get someone fired for tweeting a fact that you don't like? Sounds like cancel culture to me. But it wasn't just Carlson who didn't practice what he preached. Here's Fox host Laura Ingraham platforming the pro-Trump coup lawyer Sidney Powell in the days after the 2020 election. And we should note everything you're going to hear her say is a lie.
We have demonstrable statistical and mathematical and computer evidence of hundreds of thousands of votes being injected into the computer systems repeatedly that simply don't pass muster. The Department of Justice and the FBI really need to get after it right now and investigate all the reports of fraud. There are hundreds of them.
Yeah, well, I hope Attorney General Barr is doing that.
But behind the scenes, Ingraham texted her colleagues, quote, Sidney Powell is a bit nuts. Later adding, quote, Sidney is a complete nut. No one will work with her. Powell also appeared on Sean Hannity's show, again, to spread flat-out lies about the voting machines.
We've got evidence of corruption all across the country in countless districts. The machine ran an algorithm that shaved votes from Trump and awarded them to Biden. They used the machines to trash large batches of votes that should have been awarded to President Trump. And they used the machine to inject and add massive quantities of votes for Mr. Biden. The only reason we really found out how bad it was.
I thought Democrats told us that we like whistleblowers. You're saying that these people can't talk because they're going to lose their job.
Hannity later testified, quote, that whole narrative that Sidney was pushing, I did not believe it for 1 second. But Sidney Powell wasn't the only pro-Trump lawyer who made an appearance on Hannity's show. He had Rudy Giuliani on multiple times to spread the big lie.
Here to provide even more updates on the Trump campaign's efforts to restore election integrity, the attorney for the president, Rudy Giuliani. He joins us now for an exclusive interview. Former New York City mayor, President Trump's attorney. Mr. Mayor, always good to see you. Thank you. Here with reaction is more. But the president's attorney, Rudy Giuliani.
But when the cameras weren't rolling and Hannity's TV audience wasn't listening, he said, quote, Rudy is acting like an insane person, and referred to both Giuliani and Sidney Powell as, quote, effing lunatics. Keep in mind, the next time you hear some nonsense from the mouth of a Fox host, just how little respect they must have for their own audience. to push something publicly that they are more than willing to admit to one another is nonsense, but only when the cameras are off.